From the ballpark in Arlington, home of the Texas Rangers, Fox Saturday Baseball goes prime time. And this ballpark buzzing as the Chicago Cubs are here for interleague play. And many familiar faces are back in the Lone Star State. Rudy Jaramillo on the left. Now the Cubs hitting coach after all that time here in Arlington, Alfonso Soriano, a former Ranger. Marlon Byrd was very popular in his time spent in Arlington. And as we check the current standings, well, the former Rangers may be a little lonely for what they left behind. The Rangers are in first place. The Cubs right now are struggling. Along with Mark Grace, Josh Lewin, welcome to Fox Saturday Baseball. The Cubs need to get this thing going.
Yeah, they really do. They've underachieved this entire season, and Lou Piniella's starting to get fed up. And also on the other side of it, the Texas Rangers, well, their team president, Nolan Ryan, he predicted 92 wins. They're certainly well on their way to that. The Cubs, on the other hand, they got work to do.
Two shortstops in this game who are worth the price of admission. I know people aren't paying to watch this tonight, but still worth the price of admission. Elvis Andrus, who's only 21. Starlin Castro is only 20.
Yeah, these guys are game changers, not only on offense with their speed and their hitting, but also defensively as well. These guys can highlight film you anytime.
Two guys to watch for sure, both playing a premium position, that shortstop. Oh, Lou Piniella has seen it all, he thinks. He hopes, anyway. It has been a tough start in 2010 in Chicago. The Rangers flying high. Texas and Chicago next on Fox. By Budweiser, official beer of the first inning. The beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Budweiser, it's what we do. Now, the Rangers took the field all ready for action. And Derek Holland, after a little bit of a delay, our thanks to home plate umpire Dale Scott for holding it. A very excited Derek Holland. He was ready to pitch about 3 minutes ago, but now he is told, play ball. We're prime time, Grace. We want everybody to see the first pitch, you know?
And this young left-hander's got to understand, this is made for TV stuff.
And Derek Holland already at 2-0 in the majors this year. He was 4-1 in AAA. His ERA down there was 0.9. And so far, so excellent at the big league level. ERA of about 2 1/3. Gets Ryan Theriot to dribble one towards Elvis Andrus. We were talking about the quality of the shortstop position right out of the chute. And there is Elvis Andrus making the play. The starting lineup for the Cubs brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. We've heard from Theriot. We're about to meet that 20-year-old shortstop for the Cubs, Starlin Castro. Look at all the letters R. An entirely right-handed lineup for Lou Piniella in this one against the lefty, Derek Holland.
Yeah, Lou doing anything he can to try to put a little bit of a shock into this offense of his. It's been a little stagnant. You see terrific numbers there for the left-hander Holland.
Strike from Holland to Castro, and we will scout out Derek Holland.
Well, he came up with the nickname Wonder Boy, and I think everybody knows the Wonder Boy. That was Roy Hobbs, the natural. His young good looks and tremendous talent. Now, all of a sudden, you get that nickname, that moniker, Josh, all of a sudden now the pressure starts, doesn't it?
Tenacious D might write a song about you at that point, too. You're right. And what about Don't Go Changin'? That's a Billy Joel tune.
Well, he's got a very good changeup. And the problem in the past for Holland is I think opposing hitters get to looking for that changeup a little too much, and that's when some fly balls can leave the ballpark. An average of 2 home runs every time he pitches here at home. So in order to keep those hitters from getting that changeup, you got to pitch inside with your fastball. Like that.
Good call. Dale Scott, our home plate umpire. Former police officer. You don't mess around with Dale. Starlin Castro, to make all of us feel really old, was born in the 1990s.
Oh.
Going to lob shot that one towards the crowd. Big crowd here in Arlington tonight.
Well, Cub fans travel well. They got Ranger fever down here, Josh. They got a good team this year. There you see our umpires, Dale Scott, the former police officer, as you said. But, you know, Cub fans travel pretty well. They like to watch their favorite team, but they haven't really liked what they've seen so far this season from their underachieving club.
Yeah, 19-24 for the Cubs right now. Star shortstop to star shortstop. Castro thrown out by Elvis Andrus. Those are budding stars at short. Neither has been around for long. Hamilton, Bourbon, and Cruz in the outfield here. The defensive alignment for the Rangers brought to you by Scott's. It is tough not to pay attention to those shortstops in this 3-game series. It's the first time, Gracie, that Elvis Andrus has been the oldest shortstop on the field in 5 years, because every stop he's made, single A, double A, triple A majors, he's always been the youngest player. Not tonight, not with Starlin Castro.
Well, Holland just a strike machine right now here in the first inning. I don't think that delay had any effect on him, Josh.
Right, we mentioned he was eager to get this game going. And Derek Lee, who in his career has always worn out lefties, not so much this year. He's hitting just 167 against left-handers. And Mark, as you talk about the Cubs struggling right now, D. Lee, absolutely, at 220 batting average.
He's just a much better hitter than that. You say only 5 home runs for him with the wind blowing out like it has been. Is Rudy Jaramillo now in the visitors' dugout here in Texas.
Weird for Rudy Jaramillo.
It had to be.
Still wearing the blue hat, but it's got a C on it now instead of a T. Lee's going to pound one into the crowd.
Just continue to pound the strike zone is Holland.
There's some of the fall down for Derek Lee. A breezy night, a warm night here in Arlington. 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Right back inside with the fastball. Didn't get the call that time from Dale Scott.
But you like the inside fastball,
man,
right?
I love the inside fastball. Well, that's awfully close. You can see Holland wanted it. Just a little bit too far in. And there's the changeup. '23-year-old left-hander Derek Holland.
to a scary hitter here. Derek Lee is going to whack one over towards Elvis Andrus again.
They need to leave him alone.
He makes all 3 plays on the Chicago Cubs. Rangers coming in to hit. Starting lineup for the Rangers, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Some hot hitters at the top for manager Ron Washington, Elvis Andrus and Michael Young. Ian Kinsler and Vlad Guerrero. They talked about Vlad on the pregame show. Certainly shaking off a down year from 2009. He's been fantastic in 2010. Hamilton and Cruz. Young Justin Smoke, the switch-hitting first baseman. Max Ramirez and Julio Borbon rounded out. And the big right-hander, Randy Wells, is 3-2 coming in tonight.
Well, until you meet this guy, shake his hand, and stand next to him for a while, you just do not realize what a big young man this is in Randy Wells. The terrific numbers there for the youngster. Does a good job of keeping it in the ballpark, and he's a competitive kid. He ain't going to back down from any of these Rangers. He could go up there against Vlad Guerrero with the bases loaded, and he's not going to back down. And then also, how about liked by Lou? How many young pitchers, Josh?
How many pitchers in general?
Yeah, good point. How many pitchers or young pitchers can say, wow, Lou likes me? Not many.
If you throw strikes, you've got a shot to be on Lou Piniella's good side, and Randy Wells does a lot of that. 11 starts in a row now, Gracie. He has walked 3 batters or fewer.
He'll change speeds with his fastball. You saw that one at 87. He can get it up to 92.
He bulldogged his way through it for a career high 116 pitches last time out. Off speed in for a strike, yep.
I love the fact that both these pitchers, Holland and Wells, they just stay right on top of the mound, work fast, throw strikes. Defenders love that.
Last year, Wells among the top 10 in the National League in terms of ERA at 3.05, and that was a pretty typical line, that kind of thing that he had against the Rockies 5 days ago. That ball skipping off the bat of Andrus to second base, and Terrio playing second base tonight. Makes it 4 ground ball outs in this game so far. The defensive alignment for the Cubs brought to you by Scott's. 2 former Rangers out there in left and center. Jeff Baker makes only his second start at third base all year. Soto catching Wells. Now a guy hitting .392 in this month of May. This is Michael Young.
It's been such a good May for these Rangers because offensively they've all gotten hot at about the same time. And when you do that, you're going to start stacking wins. Really, Michael Young, probably the hottest of them all. Which is really not saying much because he does this every year.
Oh, he does. Since 2003, only Ichiro has more hits than Michael Young. It's such an underreported thing nationally.
True.
Young's not flashy, he's just consistent. But here he is down on strikes. Real nice start for Randy Wells. And folks, if you want to see your name on the air Play MLB on Fox. Tune in to win right now. FoxSports.com/tune-in. Make your predictions during tonight's game. Hurry, though, because your predictions have to be submitted by the end of the second inning. Stick around to increase your chances of winning with the 7th inning bonus question. Winners are announced on the air during the 9th. FoxSports.com/tune-in if you'd like to play along with us. Here is Ian Kinsler. And every hitter in this game so far has taken at least one called strike.
Boy, he's working fast, isn't he?
Like another 38th round draft pick of days gone by in Chicago, Mark Burley was a 38th round draft pick, just like Randy Wells, and he is Mr. Tempo himself.
Beautiful change up there to the outside corner at the knees. Both pitchers very impressive early.
How about that, by the way? 2 38th round draft picks doing what they're doing in Chicago. Another ground ball. Terrio waits, takes care of Kinsler. No score at the end of 1 on Fox. By Budweiser, sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By the all-new 2011 Super Duty, built for tough. And by the makers of Zantac. Beat that heartburn heat. Zantac. A packed ballpark here on a warm and breezy night in Arlington, Texas. It is Fox Saturday Baseball in prime time. Josh Lewin along with Mark Grace. And Marlon Byrd was an insanely popular player here in Arlington. Fans would stand and spread their arms and flap them as a salute to their guy, the Birdman of Arlington. Had a career year here last year despite a bruised and battered body.
And he took it right to the north side of Chicago, having another big year up there.
5th in the National League in batting average right now. Been wearing out lefties this year, hitting close to 440 against lefties. Towards first, off of Justin Smoak, and into shallow right field.
Well, Smoak just tried to snare it. He doesn't get in front of the ball. The ball's hit hard. Tries to play it side saddle and just whiffs it. I would imagine that has to go as an error, and it does.
That is E3, and that is guaranteed to get Ron Washington talking with Justin Smoak in between innings. You know better than anybody, Gracie. Ron Washington does not miss an opportunity to teach a young player about the tender art of defense.
That's exactly right. And defense is such a big part of the game, especially at the major league level. These offenses are so high-powered. Any extra outs you give these guys can come back to haunt you.
Aramis Ramirez takes, and he missed the game yesterday. He's got a sore thumb. He's back as a DH tonight, something he'll only get to do maximum 9 times every year.
He's had such a tremendous offensive career, but this year, boy, it has been more than a struggle for Aramis Ramirez.
He is dead last in the major leagues in on-base percentage. And this home run that he had on Monday, Cubs fans were hoping that this would provide a little liftoff to his 2010 season, the game-winning shot against the Rockies. He is hitting 166.
Marlon Byrd being held in check, a big man with great speed.
Those guys are fun to watch, huh?
Man.
Marlon Byrd was actually supposed to play football at Georgia Tech.
That doesn't surprise me.
He injured a calf muscle while at Georgia Tech, and kind of a crazy story, Mark, but he developed an infection after all that. He was in danger of having that leg amputated. It was that bad. He survived and recovered, obviously, but during his months of inactivity after that injury, Marlon Byrd ballooned up to 305 pounds. He had to lose 90 pounds after that. And as you say, he's now a threat to steal bases. It's pretty incredible.
He's got great speed. Just had to learn to push away from the table a few times.
2 toughest words to learn sometimes. I'm full.
I'm full.
Yeah. Well, Marlon Byrd entered 2007 as pretty much a major league washout, too. He headed off to AAA, but headed there with a great attitude and emerged right around this time in 2007 with a big-time batting average at AAA for the Rangers. Came up to Arlington and bang, just been going and going and going. Look out, ball gets away. Marlon Byrd was leaning, might have been picked off, but Holland's throw escaping Justin Smoke. That'll be the second Ranger error of the inning.
He did have him leaning, as you said, Josh. There's the lean, and then all of a sudden, man, he just throws it extremely wild. No chance there for Smoke.
Holland's got a fantastic pickoff move, and Marlon Byrd knows all about it because he was a teammate of Holland's last year. And though he was caught, he got a break because Holland threw it away.
Marlon Byrd, certainly a big fan of hitting coach Rudy Jaramillo. Did a great job for him here in Texas, and he just went right to Chicago with him as well, and shining.
Justin Smoke heading over, and he does make a play here. 1 down, top 2, and time now for tonight's forward keys to the game.
Well, for the Chicago Cubs, Wells, BYOB. No, that's not the party later tonight, Josh. I know you're excited about that. That's actually, the Cub bullpen has struggled to get the ball to Carlos Marmol in the 9th inning. So Wells needs to be his own bullpen. Be your own bullpen.
Be your own bullpen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Aramis Ramirez, after an unproductive out there, well, he's the DH, and we need to remind Aramis that the H means hitter.
Yeah, 166, as we mentioned, coming in as a batting average. That'll drop, having just flied out. Soriano takes outside, and for the Rangers, proceed with caution. What's that?
Well, the Rangers, they like to steal bases. Last year, they stole bases at an 80% clip. This year, it's down to 69%. So they're getting a little bit too wild on the bases. They need to proceed with caution. And then it's easy to just say, you know what, Vladimir Guerrero, go ahead and continue to lead us.
Soriano gets in a one. High drive, left field, going, and gone. Soriano, 2-run home run. Holland has been victimized, especially in this ballpark, by the long ball. Soriano waiting on one here.
Boy, just got a fastball right down Broadway belt high, and Soriano has done that so many times. Deposited into the seats out in left field. 2-0 Cubs. That'll make Lou Pennell smile a little bit.
It's only the 4th Cubs home run in the last 2 weeks. They have already surpassed their output of last night when they lost 2-1. One-0 pitch to Xavier Nady, cranked in a left field, base hit. Nady playing right field tonight, giving Kosuke Fukudome an evening off. So Nady is on after a Soriano 2-run shot to left, his 8th home run of the year.
That was actually a changeup. Boy, look at the head. Just stay right on the ball and finish the swing. The bat way out in front. That is a bell-tied changeup. And boy, did Soriano ever hammer that pitch. The eyes just staying right there all the way through it. Great shot.
Soriano, who had only 8 home runs his last 88 games of last year, now has already 8 home runs in 2010. So the bounce-back season the Cubs were needing to get from Soriano appears to have arrived.
And they tend to come in bunches when Soriano hits them.
Giovanni Soto will check his swing, and it's a foul. Now the former Texas Rangers, Bird and Soriano, both touch home plate here this inning. We've already talked about the other fellow that has been poached by the Cubs away from the Rangers. That's the esteemed hitting coach Rudy Jaramillo. The guy they poached from the Rangers last year didn't work out so well. Milton Bradley did everything on his way out of town but drive over his general manager's lawn.
Well, he is one of the best in the business, one of the best ever. Did some great things in Houston as well before coming to Texas.
Uppercut swing from Soto. Michael Young crossing over into foul ground will make that catch. By the way, next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, back to the afternoon, Albert Pujols and the Cardinals taking on these Cubs, or the Rangers taking on Joe Mauer and the Twins in beautiful new Target Field. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Budweiser at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area.
Have you been up to that new ballpark in Minnesota yet, Josh?
No, sir.
Man, I'm looking forward to getting there. I have heard nothing but great things about it.
Outdoor baseball in Minnesota again. Jeff Baker takes a strike. The Twins sit atop the AL Central. The Rangers are atop the AL West. Now 3.5 games up on the Oakland A's, who had a 1-0 win today. The Rangers figured they'd be in the thick of the race in the AL West, and it's only a 4-team division. You know, Cub fans have to look at that and go, wait a minute. We got to be better than 5 teams in our division.
Yeah,
you guys got to be better
than
3 teams. But that's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Go ahead and write to Bud and ask him.
Geography is a killer sometimes. Holland missing into Baker. So if indeed the Rangers only have to be better than 3 teams, there are 3 teams that are a little bit down right now. Oakland is a 500 team with a win today. The Angels off to a slow start, and Seattle's been a mess.
Yeah, Seattle having all kinds of problems scoring runs.
Future Hall of Famers being caught napping, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And the Angels, we should keep in mind about the Angels. They were 29-29 to start their year last year, and they had no problems winning the West after that.
Yeah, they ran away with it, but no Sean Figgins this year, no John Lackey this year, and no Vladimir Guerrero.
That ball bopped foul by Baker out of play. And yeah, isn't that ironic, I guess? Guerrero and to a lesser extent, but also important, Darren Oliver out there in the bullpen. 2 guys the Angels are missing, and the Rangers are the team that adds them. So it's one of like those 2-game swings that you hear about. You know, the one team trying to get the other team. The 2-2 from Holland. Crosses for strike 3. But a home run from former Ranger Alfonso Soriano as the Cubs on top with the bottom of the second coming up. clean finish. It's what we do. Alfonso Soriano, a 2-run home run. And before the game, was hanging out in the players' parking lot catching up with his good buddy. Yep, you're looking at him, Vlad Guerrero. A lot of mutual acquaintances from back home. Of course, they've both been to All-Star games many times. We'll see if Guerrero can answer what Soriano has started. Vlad Guerrero's got 23 runs batted in since the 4th of May. And he takes swings like that, and he still has stats like the ones we just talked about.
And he takes swings like that all the time. Yet, it just takes one more pitch for this guy to hurt you. Right off the calf. That pitch was probably about 1.5 feet inside, but yet, when you're as talented as Vlad hitting, hey, that's a pretty good pitch to hit.
Reaching for that one, zaps it into right. He's got such incredible extension.
He was able to foul a ball that was 1.5 feet inside. This pitch is about 8 inches outside. Sticks his fanny out. Yet look at how long his arms are. Gets the barrel of the bat to the ball. Keeps his head right on it. It's not textbook, but at the end of the day, it's another base hit for Vlad Guerrero. And that's frustrating for pitchers. Like, how do I get this guy out?
He's up there brandishing a telephone pole.
Yes.
Here's Josh Hamilton, who did the improbable last night. He dropped down a bunt, and it was a beauty. It was his first ever sacrifice bunt in the major leagues.
No kidding.
Ever. Had one in the minors back in 2002. That's what he's known for right there. Hit the ball hard, right on the screws. 2 on, nobody out. And Nelson Cruz coming up.
Well, I can't get enough of the quick swing of Josh Hamilton. Let's do it from the left side this time. Fastball in. The hands are just so quick. They stay close to his body. Once again, the head stays right there, and he swings through the ball. Not to it, Josh. Through it. So all you young hitters out there, remind yourself, you don't want to just swing to contact. You want to swing through the baseball, and you'll get the loud sound like you get off Josh Hamilton's bat.
Nelson Cruz has been an RBI machine since coming off the DL. Hamilton, too, the way he approaches things right now, he's just got that look again. He said during the offseason, you can tell how I'm doing by how I walk to the plate. If I got a smile and a swagger, I'm feeling good about everything, says Josh Hamilton. If I step in tentatively, not showing you any emotion, I'm thinking too much.
Yeah, that's usually the body language will tell you.
And Clint Hurdle, who's now the Rangers hitting coach, he heard that and he said, well, you know, Josh Hamilton should be getting up there saying out loud, boy, I can't wait to hit.
It's true.
You know, I mean, I was a #1 draft pick. Heading up the middle, base hit, Nelson Cruz. Vladimir Guerrero lumbers around and scores. It is 2-1. You got 3 sluggers here, Gracie, Guerrero, Hamilton, and Cruz, and they've all got singles.
They've got singles. How about swinging with the green light on 3-0? And it's not hit all that hard, but it's hit in a perfect spot, right back up the box, right in between Castro and Terrio.
Let me put this one to you, though. If that ball is 5 feet closer to Castro, that's a 3-0 swing that turns into a 6-4-3 double play when your team's down 2-0. How's that looking?
Well, your manager's not real happy with you. But your manager also has trusted you that you can handle yourself 3-0. And you're right, this could easily have been a double play ball and take you right out of an inning. But instead, you give him the 3-0 green light, and it pays dividends.
And Nelson Cruz would have a lot of explaining to do if that ball ends up in the waiting arms of Castro or Terrio.
No question. And that's another part of the game that has really changed since I was playing this. Gosh, everybody swings 3-0 now. Man, there was maybe 1, maybe 2 guys in the lineup back in my day that was allowed to do that, and they were named Dawson and Sandberg.
Not even Grace?
Not even Grace.
Son, you had 1,900 games in that uniform. You got some skins on the wall.
And I think I got the 3-0 green light about 3 times.
2 strikes to young Justin Smoke with 2 on, nobody out. Randy Wells changing up.
Well, quick work of Smoke.
Time now for a direct TV game break. Let's head to Chris Rose back in LA. Right on, thank you, Chris. Here is Max Ramirez with 2 on, 1 out. Rangers opening the inning with 3 straight singles off the righty, Randy Wells. And then Justin Smoke quickly striking out. He's now 1 for his last 15. Castro looking to turn it. 6-4-3 double play, and the Cubs are out of the inning. Our score 2-1. We're coming back to Arlington after a word from your local Fox station. Welcome back to Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Budweiser. It's what we do. Big crowd on a nice night here in North Texas. It's the Cubs in for a 3-game series. It was a 2-1 final yesterday. The Cubs lost. Top of the order here, Ryan Theriot. He started a parade of 6-3 groundouts in that first inning. It was all Elvis Andrus all the time. And when Derek Holland is on, he's getting those quick ground balls. Here's a popped up bunt.
When you've got a guy hitting plenty over 300, trying to drop an 0-1 bunt, that tells you right there that he's not feeling too comfortable right now off of Derek Holland. And this guy is a good, solid hitter.
Lou Piniella runs him out there at leadoff tonight.
Just missed the inside corner. You can see he's trying to get to that inside corner, trying to keep these Cub hitters from sitting on that changeup, and that's the only way to do it, Josh. You've got to continue to bang it in there on the inside corner.
Lofted to left field. That was the changeup from Holland. Locked up by Josh Hamilton. A deep breath for Holland. Sometimes those fly balls in this ballpark tend to carry.
On windy days here, fly balls to left field and even right center here, you hold your breath.
Yeah, right center is really the jet stream here. And it's funny, when you see the flags blowing in, believe it or not, that means that the ball is going to shoot out to right center most times. The wind kind of whips off the restaurant portion of this stadium, the press box and all that where we are, and it just kind of carries baseballs in a boomerang effect out towards the bullpen in right field. And here could be an example. Starlin Castro, and that ball is in the jet stream, and it is out of here.
What did you call that, Josh?
The second big league home run for the budding star, Starlin Castro. And not that he won't hit a lot in his career that don't need help from a jet stream, but that is exactly what we're talking about on a night like this in this ballpark. Now,
mind you, he hits this ball on the button. And now it's up in the jet stream, as you said. Nelson Cruz just runs out of room and just over the fence in right field and right center. Like you said, that's where the jet stream is. And one pitch later, a home run to right center.
Oh, it's a great shot right there. And Cruz coming just that close. That's a 20-year-old that just hit that ball out. Starlin Castro.
I don't want to hear that.
Well, I'll give you this one. You remember the movie Pretty Woman,
I
Julia
do.
Roberts?
Sure, of course.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, because he was born the weekend that movie came out.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that something?
That hurts.
We're not talking about Casablanca here. We're talking about Pretty Woman. Derek Lee will take down too low. Castro certainly opened some eyes in spring training for the Cubs this past March. Began the year at Double-A as a 20-year-old with talent should, right? I mean, you're not going to break in a 20-year-old at the big league level, are you?
Well, not at the time you're not.
Wave and a miss, and down goes Derek Lee.
Good slider there.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Gracie.
I'm sorry, just go ahead and take a look at this slider from Holland. That's by far his third pitch. But that was a dandy. Way out in front of it was Lee.
We were talking about breaking in 20-year-old shortstops, and the Rangers had the exception to the rule. Ron Washington ran a 20-year-old Elvis Andrus out there last year, and he was very nearly Rookie of the Year.
It worked out awfully well. I'm a big believer, Josh. Whatever your age is, I don't care if you're 20 or if you're 40. If you're the best option, go ahead and run them out there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a big believer in running your best players out there, like we're seeing, for instance, we're seeing it in Washington, D.C. We're seeing Steven Strasburg, the phenom right-handed pitcher for the Nationals.
Bird's going to foul one.
Well, he's just destroying the minor leagues in Double-A and Triple-A, and I don't run that show over there, but don't you think that works in the big leagues? I mean, don't you think that transfers to the big leagues? I'm a big believer, and I think this guy, not only is he ready for the big leagues, but he'd by far be the ace of that staff. He'd be one of the best pitchers in the league.
Marlon Byrd chips one down the right field line. No wonder Strasburg was smiling like that in that picture we showed. Those numbers are incredible.
Yeah, they've already given him over $20 million. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bang for my buck.
And the Nationals, as it turns out, I mean, they're actually in it. They won again today.
And it's not going to be long until we see him. But I'm just a big believer in, I know there's monetary issues and whatnot, but
here comes Elvis Andrus. Makes that pickup on Marlon Byrd. He got Marlon Byrd. A Starlin Castro home run for the Cubs has made it 3-1. on the road, as always. Road for the Cubs here is Arlington, Texas. Julio Bourbon dropping down a bunt. And he'll blaze his way towards first. He is safe. Randy Wells has now given up 4 singles in this one, leading 3-1 because of the long ball.
Well, what a good adjective you just used there, Josh. Blaze his way towards first base. Man, what a beautiful bunt that was. Just catches it perfectly. Now he's off to the races. Baker can't get there. Really an athletic play there by Wells, but easily beating it. Blazing down the line was Bourbon. That's another lost art. That bunt for a base hit. Who was the best bunter you ever saw, Josh?
Boy, you know what? For me, I'll take Roberto Alomar in his prime.
Well, that's a good call.
With Omar Vizquel close second. And I tell you what, the Indians, when they were really doing it, they would run out there with Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, and Alomar. Maybe the best 3 bunters in the game at that point, hitting 1, 2, 3.
Brett Butler.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Is a guy that comes to mind for me. I'll tell you what, all those great bunters didn't have anything on that one by Bourbon. That was a beauty.
Yeah, and hitting 227 as he was, trying to invent ways to get on.
Well, when you got speed like that, why wouldn't you try to make yourself a better bunter?
Bourbon thought about going that time. His feet got a bit out in front of him. He had the Roadrunner feet going right there. Couldn't quite get on track, and he stayed put.
But when a guy like Bourbon gets on base, now you turn the lineup over. So much pressure on the Cub defense now. Just the threat of him running. Wells has got to keep an eye on it. Had him leaning.
The Rangers are 4th in the majors in stolen bases, but you talked about it earlier. They've been getting caught a bunch as well this year. That was not happening in 2009. They've been a little reckless so far here in 2010.
And when you get picked off, that goes as a caught stealing. So Rangers have been getting picked off. Base runners are valuable.
Well, and now Bourbon's going to be erased, just as you talk about it. A double play. We caught up with Lou Piniella just a moment or two ago talking about his starter, Mr. Randy Wells.
Very professional, very prepared. He pitches to both sides of the plate. He's got some intensity. He's got some doggedness. I like the young man. He stepped into our rotation last year, and this is his 2nd year in the league, and he's getting better.
19-24 is the record, Lou, but that adds up to only, 43 games, a lot of time left here.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left. Look, we got some improvements to do. There's no question about that. We need to score runs a little more consistently than we have. We've had some problems in our bullpen, but, like you say, 43, 44 games into the season. But, look, we can be talking about this another 43 or 44 games down the road, so we got to get it rectified and quick.
All right, Skipper. Thanks. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Go get him, Lou.
Bye. Thanks.
Very frank.
Lou Piniella's team has turned 2 double plays over the last 3 batters, and that has helped in this one.
Elvis Andrews had some tough luck there. He hit a bullet, and it was a beautiful play by Derek Lee for the line drive double play.
Lee is so sure-handed over there. 3-time Gold Glover. His only error this year was on opening day. He's been perfect since then.
Well, you know and I know, Josh, the first baseman is always the best athlete on the field.
Best looking guy, popular, well spoken. Mark Grace, just for full disclosure, the best career fielding percentage in the history of the Chicago Cubs at first base. Yeah, you.
Wow, I did not know that.
But Derek Lee is coming hot.
He's on. I'm looking over my shoulder. He's a terrific player.
The 1-2 to Michael Young. There's ground slowly, a worm burner to second base. It is still 3-1 Chicago on Fox. Lawn Care Company of Major League Baseball. By Valvoline, guarantee your engine up to 300,000 miles. And by Holiday Inn. Stay with the official partner of Major League Baseball road trips. The Cubs with the long ball working. Soriano a 2-run shot. Starlin Castro, the 20-year-old, hit one out. And now here is Aramis Ramirez trying to get clicking here in 2010. Takes a strike from Derek Holland. We'll talk with the Rangers skipper, Ron Washington, in just a moment or two.
And we were talking to Lou Piniella earlier and talking about need to score some runs a little more consistently. Well, it's the middle of his order. It's going to have to get it going. That includes Derek Lee. That includes this man, Aramis Ramirez, two guys that have been fabulous ever since they put on a Chicago Cubs uniform. But this year it's been a struggle for those guys. And when the middle of your order is struggling, it makes scoring difficult.
Rip and a miss, and the struggles continue for Aramis Ramirez. Well, we mentioned we talked to Ron Washington. We asked for his assessment of the starter tonight for the Rangers, Derek Holland.
He just got to get the ball down a little bit. He got one up to Soriano, and I don't know, that's an amazing little kid at shortstop. Threw him a fastball up and away, and he hit it out. But, other than that, I think the stuff is coming out his hand pretty good. Just got to get it down.
How proud of you of your team's start this year?
Well, I'm very proud. We came into spring training, and we certainly knew we could play baseball. And with each day that comes and goes, we sure that we prove to ourselves that we can. And we just try to go out there every day and try to play the best game we can. And when 9 innings is over, we see where we are.
Keep up the good work, Wash. Thank you very much.
Good luck, Wash.
Thank you, guys.
And Ron Washington's team is 25-18 coming in tonight. Here's the difference maker in this game. Soriano, the 2-run shot in the second. Holland missing down.
Are you a fan of interleague play, Josh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Ranger fans, just for example, to see the Cubs even every 3 or 6 years or whatever it is. The Rangers actually have arguably the easiest interleague schedule going. They will play no games against last year's playoff teams. They've got one series against teams with a winning record right now. That's Florida. Soriano pops out this time as we go for a direct TV game break. We'll go to Chris and Kevin in L.A.
Right fielder Xavier Navy.
Thank you, fellas. And yeah, we will be one of our games next weekend up at Target Field in Minnesota. It'll be the Rangers at the Twins. Some of you will see the Cubs and the Cardinals instead. Here is Xavier Nady, well traveled. And a nice addition for the Chicago Cubs.
When he's healthy, this guy is a very good player. He's starting to finally get healthy.
The X-Man. The Rangers had the one pitcher whose name began with X. Remember Xavier Hernandez?
I do.
Yeah.
One of the better spitballs I ever faced.
Can you prove that?
Well, of course I can't prove it.
You just knew you couldn't hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Faced him many times when he was a Houston Astro. And he brought that jar of Vaseline over the American League and pitched for the Rangers.
This X-Man takes up high. The firstborn son of every Nady on the family tree is named Xavier, for St. Francis Xavier. His family traced that back to 1500s France.
Wow.
How about that? 500 years ago, there was a Xavier Nady gallivanting around France.
That's a lot of history.
That really is.
Wow.
With the bases clear, the 2-2 to Xavier Nady. He got a piece. Cubs are heading home when they get down here in Arlington tomorrow. It's just a 5-game road trip. They went from Philly to North Texas. Cubs have lost 2 straight after a season-best 4-game win streak. (2-1) the score last night, falling victim to small ball tactics, not tactics the Rangers have traditionally deployed.
We saw the Josh Hamilton bunt. That created it all.
Taken for a called third strike. Derek Holland strikes out Xavier Nady. It stays 3-1. Kinsler, Guerrero, and Hamilton coming up. Cubs have the lead tonight here in Arlington, 3-1. It is prime time. Major League Baseball on Fox this evening. Josh Lewin along with Mark Grace. Nice to have you with us. The 3-4-5 part of the Texas batting order now against Randy Wells. And on appeal, Jerry Meals says strike one. Got a couple of star-crossed franchises battling here. The Cubs, you're probably well aware, no World Series titles in 100-odd years. Rangers have been struggling in that regard as well. Ian Kinsler grounding out. Fox Sports proud to team with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation during this 2010 MLB on Fox season. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation funding the most advanced and promising research. Join the fight by texting CURE to 27722. You can donate $10 or go to bcrfcure.org. Now that was, I believe, the ribbon on your jacket
yes,
from
it was.
Before the game. We have shed the jackets
now.
It's a little
warm here.
It is
in Big D.
It's North Texas, and it's May, and you know, it's
just understand.
It's 88, so. Forgive us. We have lost the jackets at this point, but Vlad Guerrero, the batter.
Speaking of hot,
this guy.
Yeah.
Especially here in this ballpark, and it's been that way for a long time. When he was playing for the Angels, That was absolutely the case, and now he wears the Ranger uniform. There's Vlad Guerrero. He's hitting .390 this year in this ballpark. Guerrero began with a 44-game hitting streak against the Rangers when he was a Montreal Expo and then an Angel. Clubbing that one high and deep. Soriano back. And this one is gone after a long time up there. It is 3-2. That had the hang time of a Matt McBriar punt from next door at the football stadium. It barely got over the wall. It seemed like it almost touched a cloud.
A towering shot. Let's see how it all started. Fastball away for a strike, then miss in, miss away, and now you make a mistake. A changeup right in the wheelhouse. And it got up in this breeze, and you just never know what's going to happen on this windy day here in Texas. But just enough to get out of here down the left field line. Oh, what a year. I got to be honest, Josh, I didn't know if Vladimir had anything left after last year.
Well, the Angels figured he was about out of gas, otherwise they would have re-signed him. Hamilton taps it to first, and Derek Lee will vacuum it up. 10 home runs this year now for Vlad Guerrero, his 9th here in this ballpark, which is literally now home sweet home for him.
You can see Randy Wells lamenting that hanging changeup. You see where Soto wanted it, and look where it went, right to middle in. I mean, he killed it just over the wall. That was one of those that seemed like it was going to go in the upper deck, but yet it just barely got out, but it doesn't matter. It counts just as much as an upper deck shot.
Ball one to Nelson Cruz, who was swinging away 3-0 with a couple on last time, and it worked out fine with an RBI single. Booming this one into right center field. That ball's going to go. Tie game in Arlington. When Nelson Cruz was coming up as a minor leaguer, he was known as Little Vlad. They thought he had Guerrero-esque capabilities, and that is put to the test here in the 4th inning, and you can see it.
Well, Guerrero hit a changeup. Cruz, a fastball in the middle of the plate, drove it way out of here, just right of center field. Man, what a strong, strong young man. And that's 33 RBIs, and he's already had a DL stint.
Right. Well, Little Vlad and Actual Vlad have both gone deep for the Rangers. There's now a 3-3 game. Forget that little ball stuff that the Rangers used to win yesterday. This is old school Texas Rangers.
Let's go to the old school Texas power game.
We mentioned that Cruz last time up was swinging 3-0. Smoke and Ramirez and Bourbon follow Nelson Cruz. Maybe that's why you see a green light for a guy like Cruz, who is just so in the zone right now. Smoke's been struggling. Max Ramirez is a young player.
Yeah, if you take 3-0 and you end up getting ball 4, well, the guy hitting behind you, he's hitting the 170s.
Well, the last couple of swings for Nelson Cruz, he has delivered. Just a dribbler in the 2nd inning for an RBI, then whatever the opposite of a dribbler is. That's what just happened here in the 4th. Justin Smoke is on. And folks, Chevy and Scott's are building diamonds and dreams. See how the kids could win a ballpark makeover, and you could win a new Chevy at ChevyBaseball.com.
Well, so far, an entertaining ball game.
And the baseballs are flying. We have seen 4 home runs in 4 innings. At this ballpark last night, we mentioned a 2-1 final, and no home runs were hit at all. 4 in the last 3 innings here tonight. That ball swept foul by Max Ramirez. These Rangers are a season high 7 games over 500. They have crested the wave here in May, where they're 14-6 for Ron Washington. They had their usual mediocre April, but now they're getting everything done very well here in May.
He had a good rip at a fastball right down the middle there.
Nolan Ryan predicted 92 wins. And
that's pretty bold.
There are fans out there that took the president to heart. Said, all right, we're going to track it. 92, you say, huh? Well, they are 90 seconds of the way there right now. About a quarter of the way into the season, so they're on pace. Big swing comes up empty for Max Ramirez, but there were some big swings that cashed in for the Rangers in the fourth. Vlad Guerrero and Nelson Cruz. The Rangers from here in North Texas on Fox. Derek Holland continues, a 23-year-old out of Newark, Ohio. Giovanni Soto bouncing one foul. 8-9-1 in the order for Lou Piniella here. Well, Soto has been an on-base machine for the Cubs after a down year in 2009. He's got a .446 on-base percentage right now here a year later. Two-hopper to Elvis Andrus. Steady as she goes over there. Jeff Baker comes up next. We came on the air tonight talking about the 2 young shortstops. 2 of the 3 youngest position players in the league are Starlin Castro and Elvis Andrus. And again, they play a very important position, shortstop.
It's a prime position. I mean, it's a difficult position. There's a lot that goes in to being a major league shortstop.
Baker shoots one just foul.
I mean, you have to have range, so you have to have some speed. You have to have arm strength to throw it across the diamond. And also, you have to show some leadership skills. You have to be able to take the bull by the horns on the infield and say, all right, this is what we're going to do. You have to eventually become the captain of the infield. And that's asking a lot of 20-year-olds, but not of these two. These two are special. They're fun to watch.
Elvis Andrews says his role model has always been Derek Jeter. And Jeter came up, of course, as a kind of a precocious young shortstop, too, and just started leading right away.
Does that word mean, like, good?
Sure, yeah.
Remember who you're dealing with up here now, Josh.
Yeah, sorry. Well, and you play with a guy named Sean Dunston, who came up as a young shortstop.
One of my favorite all-time teammates. Still pounding that fastball in his hole. But what about Sean?
Well, Sean came up, and he emerged as a leader pretty quickly.
Right.
20 years old and 21 years old on your screen right there. Castro and Andrews. Baker, another foul to the right side.
Nice play down there by a local fan.
Fan made a leaping stab of that one. On a night where the baseballs have been flying towards the outfield. 4 home runs in this game. Baker taking high.
There's really no secret at all at what Derek Holland's trying to do. He's trying to use the fastball in to set up the changeup away. And so far, other than a couple of pitches, it's been pretty good.
The 80th pitch of the night for young Mr. Holland. Pretty good one. 92 miles an hour, and Baker got a piece. A 25th round draft pick, Derek Holland. That ball driven foul. We check out tonight's Verizon game summary. We've talked about the home runs. The only one we're not talking about here in the summarized form is that off the bat of Castro. They're the guys that are known for him: Soriano, Guerrero, and Cruz. Tell you what, Baker.
Good at bat.
Well, he's now seen 15 pitches and 2 at bats tonight, Gracie, so that will endear him to Lou Piniella.
That's the changeup. That's a great shot, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What goes into hitting a major league pitch?
That ball hit into left center. And Bourbon with Hamilton. Hamilton quickly getting it back in. Some miscommunication as Bourbon and Hamilton looked like they were just kind of talking about it. And nobody actually performed any action on it.
Now that's a play that Josh Hamilton could have made. Instead, he just stayed away from it. Decided to let Julio Bourbon make the play. Bourbon couldn't get to it. And give credit to Baker running hard all the way just in case. So there have been a couple of errors now. That won't go as an error. That will go as a double. But 49 times out of 50, that's going to be an out at the major league level. So the Texas Rangers are going to have to tighten it up defensively behind Derek Holland.
Yeah, it's not like those are two guys who are strangers to each other. Bourbon is pretty much the everyday center fielder. Hamilton pretty much the everyday left fielder this year. So they're used to converging on balls like that. Top of the order now, Ryan Theriot. And with runners in scoring position this year, he's been great.
Hitting best.
He's hitting close to 440. In the air, into that jet stream and right, but didn't get quite enough of it.
There's an old saying in baseball, Josh. Yeah, it was up in that jet stream, but somebody will say, a little man hit it, though. A little man hit it. And Theriot not known for his home runs. He doesn't have any this year.
No, Terrio's got 5 extra base hits. versus 50 singles. Now here's a guy that's already shown some pop. Very first at bat he had in the big leagues was a 3-run home run, and he's added home run number 2 tonight.
How about bursting onto the scene with a 6 RBI game, your very first game?
You didn't do that?
No.
No.
I think I got my 6th RBI about a month later.
Slowly towards second base, and Kinsler will collect it. And that ball that fell in does not hurt the Rangers, as it turns out. We're halfway through it tonight. Tied 3-3 on Fox. Nice warm night with the Cubs in town. They heard Mark Grace was calling the game, so they wanted to come and see for themselves.
I'll tell you what, you win baseball games, people are going to come see you, and the Texas Rangers have done a good job of winning baseball games.
Julio Borbon, who bunted his way on earlier. Now the Rangers have a chance to go to 26-18 and lead the AL West by 4. Strike called inside half to Borbon, who began the year as a leadoff man for the Rangers, has been dropped to 9th. Elvis Andrus has been unreal as a leadoff guy.
Well, you're not going to move him.
Borbon among the tidal wave of prospects that the Rangers figured would be crashing to shore here in 2010. He kind of came up a little early last year as a preview. And plugged right in as the center fielder here for the Rangers. A little bit of a question about his arm and the strength of it, but I think a lot of people figured if Johnny Damon can be playing for 15 years in the big leagues, and Borbon can succeed too. You don't have to have Vlad Guerrero's arm, right?
No, not at all. Especially the center field, you just have to be able to go and get them.
Randy Wells has to go get one here. Borbon trying to bunt his way on again.
With a 3-2 count.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A DirecTV game break. Back to Chris Rose in L.A. The only way to watch every MLB game in HD, call 1-800-DirecTV. Thank you, guys, and welcome to Kevin Millar into the Fox fold.
Good to have him along. One of the real good guys in the game.
Had some pretty good games on this field, as I recall. A pitch down and outside to Elvis Andrus. You played on this field, kind of, in the All-Star game,
Kind
right?
of, yeah. That was the only game I ever played here at the ballpark at Arlington. It was the '95 All-Star game.
A game actually won by the National League.
And I think that's the last time the National League has won an All-Star game.
Andrus rolls one to short. And Castro's got him. Now time for some sounds of the game.
Hey, is he throwing a slider? Is that what that pitch is? It's like 85. That's like got a little weight on it.
Yeah, 85. Yeah, you got to slide it and change it. Get down. It's like a seeker. Slide it, then change it. I mean, the one he threw between 1 to Keith, CJ.
That's Nelson Cruz talking up Randy Wells to C.J. Wilson. Michael Young bashing one into right. And grabbed by Xavier Nady. 3-3 game here in Arlington after 5. Presented by Budweiser, sponsored by Michelin, a better way forward. By Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. And by Chevy. Every model is backed by a 100,000-mile, 5-year powertrain limited warranty. This ballpark nice and full tonight. The Rangers entertaining the Chicago Cubs. 3-3 on Fox this evening. And Derek Lee, the batter. Derek Holland still the pitcher. He's in the mid-80s for a pitch count right now. Although pitch count tends to be a phrase that doesn't really take anymore around here. Nolan Ryan doesn't like that. He wants his pitchers simply emboldened to go out there and just keep throwing.
I wholeheartedly agree. You think Nolan Ryan would be happy with that quality start stuff? Ooh, look at that graphic.
Yeah, the 3, 4, 5 hitters will bat for both teams in this 6th inning. The Rangers guys obviously much better in this one tonight. 1-2 to Derek Lee. Now, stretching out the starters was one of the big jobs that Nolan Ryan took on. before he got here, 2007, there wasn't a single game where a Ranger starter that year threw even 120 pitches. No complete games in 2007 at all. And Nolan Ryan came in and said, well, yeah, we're going to do that a little differently. Remember a line that Kurt Schilling threw out there once. He said, pitchers are like dogs. You can teach them to do whatever. They will do what you train them to do. And Nolan Ryan wants his pitchers trained to go deep in the games.
Deep in the games. I called them a lot worse than dogs.
Kinsler peels off, and Cruz will make the catch. The Rangers have already played some sloppy defense tonight. Cruz made sure that ball wouldn't drop.
Well, there have been some in-between fly balls. We saw it with Hamilton and Julio Bourbon. Now you see it with Kinsler and Cruz. Nice job there. The outfielder calling off Kinsler. Kinsler narrowly running into the big fella, and that's not a matchup Kinsler wants.
No. Nelson Cruz would have been a heck of a linebacker. Another solidly built individual here. Marlon Byrd will take down too low. Third in the National League in total bases is Marlon Byrd, and he gets a chance to hit cleanup tonight for Lou Piniella. Wedged in between two guys who have not been getting it done this year, Derek Lee and Aramis Ramirez. Holland bounces another. MLB proud to support Stand Up to Cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org and learn how you can help us in the fight against cancer.
Still got some zip on that fastball. Got one past Marlon Byrd, 2-0. Once again, Derek Holland solid, if not spectacular, but rock solid out there.
Marlon Byrd, as we talked about earlier, was a very popular player here for the Rangers. Patrolled center field. There's a lot of center field to patrol here. Julio Bourbon gets that shot in center. 2-2. It was a tough goodbye. The Rangers saying so long to Marlon Byrd. Pro's pro in his time here, but Bourbon is 24. He makes 1/12 of what Marlon Byrd is now making at the age of 32.
The economics of baseball.
On the ground near third. That's a foul ball. Folks, you can visit your local Lowe's to cast your Scott's MLB All-Star ballot and enter for a chance to win a VIP All-Star Week experience. That's compliments of Scott's.
Have you voted yet?
You know, honestly, no, I have not. Chris Ray in the bullpen for the Rangers. Are we allowed to do that? I mean, we're supposed to be detached.
We're fans of the game.
Well, big time, but I didn't realize that promo applied to us.
Well, I voted.
You can vote up to 25 times, you know, when you go online at MLB.com. Up in the air from Marlon Byrd. Nelson Cruz jogs in and in to make that catch.
Yeah, that ball got above the stadium. Ian Kinsler never moved, so Nelson Cruz had to come a long way. Let's see how it played out. A couple of breaking balls down to fall behind 2-0. That was the pitch that Byrd needed to hit, the 2-0 fastball in the middle. Once again, the changeup. And then another fastball in the middle of the plate, and it snuck by Byrd again. Still plenty left in the tank for Derek Holland.
Now it looks like 6 innings at least for Derek Holland now, as he gets to 5 2/3 right here at 98 pitches. Second straight start for Derek Holland, Gracie, where he's allowed 3 runs, and they've come on a solo home run and a 2-run home run. Again, he was 4-1 at AAA, ERA of 0.9.
Yeah, go ahead and bring him up here.
Matt Harrison went on the DL, and that opened up the vacancy. And again, Holland had been here previously, kind of taking his lumps, learning on the job in 2009. Older, wiser.
Right.
And ready for a competitive team here.
And probably a little more humble.
2-2 now the count to Ramirez. Now you give up all those home runs, you are going to get humbled. That's true. No doubting the talent, though, from this lefty.
That one right off the mask of Max Ramirez. Knock that thing sideways. So you want to be a catcher, huh? Take a look. Bang. I mean, that'll rattle your cage.
The 2-2. Strike 3 taken. Ramirez has struck out twice in this one. Still tied up, 3-3. Baseball presented by Budweiser. It's what we do. The Rangers and the Cubs are tied 3-3 tonight. And the Rangers trying to make it to 8 games over 500 with a victory. The Cubs trying to get closer to 500 with a victory. Ian Kinsler will take a strike. Randy Wells is the man on the mound. And Randy Wells continues to impress. We mentioned he was in the top 10 in the National League last year in ERA. Not bad for a rookie. And a very manageable pitch count tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot left for him.
That's a ball.
He's been on the corners a lot here this evening. Made a couple of bad pitches. Wander Guerrero hung a changeup, but other than that, he's been pretty good, as Ian Kinsler will tell you.
Vlad Guerrero will come up next. First, we go back to Chris Rose and Kevin Millar in L.A., a direct TV game break. Thank you, fellas. Vlad Guerrero will take strike one. 2 for 2 for Big Bad Vlad here tonight. He's up to 10 home runs. The guy the Rangers picked up essentially off the discard pile from the Angels. And as it was said around here, it's not like he had a funeral last year. He just had a down year. And he comes to this ballpark as a full-timer now. A .392 career average in this ballpark, and he has put his feet up on the furniture. He is right at home.
Ranger decision maker said, man, we can't get this guy out. He's killed us. Let's bring him over here. Boy, has he been a terrific pickup.
That's a ball.
Kind of a variation of the old saying, if you can't beat him, join him. If you can't get him out, sign him as a free agent.
Exactly right. Love the no batting gloves.
Wait, he's out.
Already 2 hits tonight, but that's a strikeout. Did you know Valvoline can guarantee your engine up to 300,000 miles? Can't guarantee that Vladimir Guerrero can get a hit every time at this ballpark, of course. But Valvoline can, the first and only motor oil in the industry to guarantee your engine up to 300,000 miles. Now Josh Hamilton.
Randy Wells and Derek Holland settling in nicely.
Some people might not remember that when Josh Hamilton was coming back off of everything he went through, it was the Cubs that took him in the Rule 5 draft. And then the Reds got him just in exchange for cash considerations. They'd worked that out. What if the Cubs had said, no, you know what, we'll just take him and keep him? That is barely foul down the first base line.
Josh disagrees with first base umpire Jerry Meals.
It was close down there.
I mean, it left a vapor trail. I mean, a rocket. Let's take us a look-see.
That's where it passes the bag. It almost looked like it almost hit the bag.
He whistled it right by Derek Lee and Jerry Meals.
Down year last year for Josh Hamilton. Pounding that one in a right and sliding is Xavier Nady. He's down to grab it. It's still 3-3. We're back to Arlington after a word from your local Fox station. As we go to the 7th on Fox tonight, that is Chris Ray, acquired from the Orioles this offseason, the Kevin Millwood deal. And Ray kind of rounding back towards the form that he showed when he was the Orioles closer a few years ago. He had that arm surgery that kept him out and then down as he came back from it last year. He started miserably for the Orioles in 09. But that's about how he ended it, 09. ERA of right around 2.5 or 3 the last couple of months, and he's taken that right into 2010 as a Ranger.
Yeah, one of the many dependable relievers for Ron Washington. And Ron Washington's not afraid to go to him. Already 21 appearances. This is number 22.
Alfonso Soriano has already been heard from tonight, the former Ranger, with home run number 8 this season. One of 2 home runs surrendered by Derek Holland. Starlin Castro hit one out to right. Soriano to left. Soriano, Nady, and Soto due in the inning. A so-called quality start for Derek Holland, right? He went 6 innings, and 2 of the 3 runs allowed were earned runs tonight.
I thought he threw the ball very well.
Up in the air from Soriano. Near the warning track for Borbone, and he's got it. Tonight's MLB on Fox. Tune in to win bonus question. How many runs will both teams combine for in the 8th tonight?
Oh, wow.
To answer, go to foxsports.com/tune-in. Make your prediction before the final out of this 7th inning. If you're not in the game, you can sign up tonight for next week's MLB on Fox game. foxsports.com. The Cubs being held to 4 hits tonight, but 2 of those have left the yard, and it's a 3-3 game in the 7th. Borbone's got a long way to come. Will not be able to get there. Loop base hit for Nady. He's got 2 hits tonight.
Let's take a look. Fastball runs in on the hands, and you can see Nady. He just gets jammed, but he's such a strong young man that even when he gets jammed, he can get it out past the infielders, and a valuable base runner here late in the ball game.
Giovanni Soto so far 0 for 2. Now, he has walked 30 times already this year, Gracie, but remember, National League, you got the pitcher batting
exactly
ninth,
right?
A lot of times they're pitching around Soto to get to somebody. That will not be the case tonight.
Right.
On the ground to short. Elvis Andrus waiting. 6, 4, 3, double play. And at the stretch in Arlington, tied up 3-3 on Fox. day, every day. By Minwax. Minwax making and keeping wood beautiful easily. And by Mobile One, the world's leading synthetic motor oil brand. Rangers players getting set tomorrow for their annual Triple Play charity event. There's some rookie hazing that goes on at that, Mark Grace.
Oh, really? What goes on?
Well, there's a little rookie song. There are 6 Ranger rookies this year. They'll have to come up with something.
Oh, no.
Can they top this? That's Elvis Andrews in the blonde wig, by the way. And Derek Holland, tonight's starting pitcher, on the right. And the movie Anchorman, you know. Look at Elvis in the middle.
This is painful.
Afternoon delight.
Well, it's for a good cause, and Elvis Andrews represented well last year.
He kind of got into it there in the middle with the shakers,
yeah.
the maracas.
They're no Starland vocal band, but they did okay.
Starland vocal band. And
Nelson Cruz will line one to first base. That's the first
so they
out
do
here
that
in the
every year.
Every year, that's the tradition that the rookies have to sing a song. Justin Smoke's about to come up now, and I will tell you this, Gracie, he is terrified
of what he's going to have to do.
Justin's going to bat in front of 48,000 people right now, and that's no big deal at all. But singing something in costume in front of 500 people tomorrow has got him freaked out.
Yeah, those were some energetic costumes. Made me a little uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
Now that the rookie hazing with the Cubs, nothing like that, I guess.
No, we didn't do that. They just beat the tar out of you.
You know what? I think Justin Smoke would prefer that.
There was nothing fun in games about it. You just took your beatings.
Darren Oliver getting up in that Ranger bullpen. He is absolutely not a rookie. He's going to be turning 40. Saw that note on Smoke. The Orioles were just through here, and Matt Wieters, budding star for Baltimore. That's a heck of a high school team to have both Smoke and Wieters on it. And it's been a tough night for Smoke.
Yeah, he's getting a steady diet of changeups, and he hadn't been able to gauge it yet.
By the way, for exclusive information, analysis, and breaking news, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. There's all the .coms and backslashes that you need.
Well, I'm very upset with you right now, Josh.
Why? What'd I do?
Well, now that song's in my mind. Afternoon Delight. I'm just disgusted with you right now.
Worked for Will Ferrell in the movie. I know.
It's just such a catchy little jingle. Now I'm done.
Gets in your head and just stays there. Max Ramirez, one hopper to short. And, boy, I tell you, Randy Wells pitching very well right now. Tied 3-3. Oh, man.
Stop. Rubbing sticks and stones together makes the sparks ignite. And the thought of loving you is getting so excited. Sky rockets in flight.
presented by Budweiser. It's what we do. Real nice evening here in North Texas tonight. The Cubs and the Rangers tied 3-3, and since the Nelson Cruz home run in the fourth, we've not even seen a runner at second base.
Pitching starting to take control here.
And Darren Oliver will be turning 40 this October. 1.66 ERA.
Well, that's a ball.
And Darren Oliver, as he begins things here against Jeff Baker, is pretty phenomenal. True blue Cub fans might remember that the Cubs signed Darren Oliver in 2005. And all he did was go to Iowa, wasn't healthy. And at AAA, Gracie, 13 innings, 28 hits, 20 runs. He had an ERA of 13 and a half, and it sure looked like at the age of 36, that was it.
Most guys would have said, okay, I'm done. Not Darren Oliver.
No, Darren Oliver's got a 1-point-something ERA right now. Got into 63 games for the Angels last year, had an ERA in the 2s. So isn't that something? Darren Oliver thrown a lifeline by the Cubs. Couldn't hold on to the tow rope. Now as a Ranger, he is facing the Cubs. 3-3 in the 8th. Slashed into left field by Baker. Boy, he's had a couple of quality at-bats tonight. Chris Rose standing by with a DirecTV game break.
Second baseman Ryan Terrio.
The only way to watch every MLB game in HD, 1-800-DIRECTV. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you might see some National League baseball right here, Josh. You get a leadoff base hit. Now you've got a guy like Terrio who can handle the bat. You might see a bunt in an American League ballpark. Sure enough.
There you have it. Max Ramirez pouncing on it, wings it to second, and he got it there in time.
Oh, what a great play by Ramirez. Never hesitated. And threw a strike down to second base. There's the bunt by Terrio. It's not too bad, but never hesitating. The bare hand just ahead of the sliding Baker. That's a big out for the Rangers.
There's been discussion about the Rangers and a possible upgrade at the catcher's position. There's been rumors about kicking the tires on Rod Barajas if the Mets want to get rid of him. A.J. Przinsky if the White Sox want to cut bait there. But Matt Trainer and Max Ramirez are not going to go down without a fight. They're both playing pretty well.
Well, they've always been very good defensive catchers. On the other end of it, not really much offense, but when you've got an offense like the Texas Rangers have, Josh, when you're getting all kinds of production up and down the lineup, you can afford to have a defensive spot behind the plate.
A little more than 20 years ago, remember the Minnesota Twins with Tim Laudner behind the plate? He'd hit 218, 220, but the occasional big home run, and worked so well with all those pitchers, so it can absolutely be done.
That's exactly right. World Series team that I was on with the Arizona Diamondbacks, you had Damian Miller back behind the plate. You know, he's not gonna light it up with any huge numbers, but he was a very good defensive catcher, and he also. He took on the job of babysitting Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling all the time.
Can Curt Schilling be babysat?
Well, you have to pay him overtime.
You can only hope to contain him, I guess.
That's exactly right. Another guy that comes to mind is the guy who's now the manager for the New York Yankees, Joe Girardi, a guy that never really offensively was a guy that was going to put up Johnny Bench numbers or Mike Piazza numbers, but he was a guy that was just solid and dependable.
Starlin Castro will check and take a strike. You've got a guy about to turn 40 pitching to a guy who just turned 20.
That's great. He can legitimately say, Darren, mind if I call you Pops? Or call him Mr. Oliver?
I would say Mr. Oliver, probably. 1-2 with a runner on, 1 out. Darren Oliver's got a Chicago connection of sorts. Remember the year Michael Jordan decided to play baseball? They're the very first pitcher to get on the mound and face Michael Jordan, the baseball player, in spring training was Darren Oliver.
No kidding.
Yep. And got him out, kind of setting a tone.
Yeah, Michael was a fabulous, fabulous basketball player, but he made a lot of outs in baseball.
I give him points just for trying. I mean, that's
doggone right.
But I think he did prove that indeed baseball is not an easy sport just to kind of roll on into and pick up. And
yeah, I don't think I can't imagine being able to go and play some basketball at the professional level.
Yeah, you can go to the Y and I'm sure knock down a 3. A little different when you're,
After 2 trips up and down the court, I'm done.
Runner goes, got a good jump too. Max Ramirez fires. And, a collision out there. Terrio is safe, but he's shaken up.
I think he took a knee right to the noggin.
And he had the presence of mind to stay stapled to the bag. He never did come off the base. But he is woozy.
Gets a great jump off Oliver. There's the throw. It's high. Watch the knee. Yeah, the knee of Elvis Andrus right into the coconut there at Terrio. And he's still needing some attention. Bang. Lou Piniella on his way out.
And that right foot never leaves the corner of the bag. We got it covered up with the graphic there, but
yeah, he's still
check this out.
He takes the knee right in the noggin there. Ow, that hurt, but I'm going to keep my foot on the bag. That's winning baseball right there. Even when you're nearly knocked out, you keep your right foot on the bag, get your helmet a little muddy. That's just a ball player right there.
We saw a Fukudome-Tulowitzki collision between the Cubs and the Rockies earlier this week at Wrigley. That one was Andrus and Terrio. Castro checks and takes down too low. Nice scoop by Max Ramirez. A 3-3 game. And Derek Lee waits on deck.
And 90 feet so paramount at this stage of the game. Nice play, smothering that by Ramirez. Saving Terrio going to third base. Now a big 3-2 pitch with Derek Lee on deck.
The Cubs have not been good in close games this year. Lou Piniella was telling us before the game that's something that can change and needs to change. The Rangers, meantime, just the opposite. The Rangers in the games decided by 1 or 2 runs have been fabulous.
Man. Hence, one team sits in 4th place, the other one sits in 1st place. It's not rocket science to figure out how to climb that leaderboard.
Oliver, on a long at bat, finally strikes out Castro.
Now, Oliver's been throwing that cut fastball for about 20 years. And there's another one to the youngster. He's never seen it before. And it just eats him alive. That is a great pitch. That time the veteran, well, he got the best of the youngster. And he was not happy about it.
Now you got 2 classy gentlemen of the game going head-to-head here. Darren Oliver against Derek Lee. 3-3 in the 8th.
Once again, Ramirez saving 90 feet.
I'm going to bring up another Ramirez, no relation. Aramis Ramirez had been hitting cleanup.
Right.
Is not tonight. Marlon Byrd is instead. And Marlon Byrd has been hot. Ramirez, as we mentioned earlier, one of the coldest hitters in all of baseball. So you're not going to pitch around Derek Lee, right, to get to Marlon Byrd.
Not at this point.
You might have to go get Ramirez.
Last year, you might put Lee on because he, in his career, has hammered left-handed pitching. But this year, he's hitting in the mid-100s against left-handed pitching.
Lee is 3 for 8 lifetime against Oliver. Byrd waits on deck.
That pitch looked like it might have got the inside of the batter's box, but Dale Scott said, nope, that's good enough for me. Derek Lee's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Peg to third. And Michael Young is up with it. Low throw picked by Justin Smoke. And it stays 3-3 in Arlington. By Budweiser, sponsored by Sears Blue Lawn and Garden Crew. By DirecTV for the most sports, period. And by Lexus. Unprecedented access means unprecedented values now through June 1st. Randy Wells continues on the mound. Tyler Colvin now in the game in right. End of the night for Xavier Nady. And Julio Borbon, who has tried to bunt twice. One successfully tonight. You got the third baseman here, Baker, drawn very far in to begin things in the bottom of the 8th in a tie game.
And that's exactly what his point is. He's trying to draw Baker way in now. He's probably going to try to swat it right by him on the left side.
Randy Wells, who you said, Mark Grace, needed to BYOB. Right?
That's right.
Be your own
Be
bullpen.
your own bullpen.
Needed to go deep into this game. He has done that.
Well, he's really straightened it out. After giving up a couple of home runs in the 4th inning, I mean, he's been virtually untouchable since then.
.92 pitches. If he loses Borbon, though, he's going to have to deal with speed on the bases here in a tie game. And Borbon, with a very low on-base percentage, has not been walking much at all. Top of the order, Andrus on deck.
Must have got a piece of that one.
Yeah. Borbon, only 2 walks. He has played in 38 games.
2?
2. That's why he's not the leadoff man anymore. Frank Francisco in the Ranger bullpen.
That's hard to do.
Anxious to make an impression here. A lot of swinging away. He swings, bounces one to second base. 11 in a row set down by Randy Wells. We talked earlier, Gracie, about how he just doesn't hurt himself much. This is a 12th consecutive game now without getting to 4 walks in any of those ball games.
Well, he seems today to just be able to control the strike zone with all 3 of his pitches, his fastball, his changeup, and his breaking ball. If he can pitch ahead, get strike 1, man, what a difference that makes. Once again, strike 1.
Andrews has been a hot hitter, but tonight is 0 for 3.
Beautiful changeup right there, 0-2. Well, it's easy to see why Lou Piniella is so excited about this kid, Josh. He's been impressive.
A Belleville, Illinois native. Another ground ball. The 12th ground ball out for Wells right there. Hot hitting ball club, these Texas Rangers are not really doing that much against Wells.
You can see he's got all his pitches working. Change-ups, fastballs, sliders. He's using the outside part of the strike zone, the inside part of the strike zone, keeping a lot of balls down around the knees, hence all the ground balls.
Meantime, Lou Piniella is going to be looking for some big hits in the forthcoming 9th inning. Talking to Lou before the game, that was his big thing. Lou's going to get us a big hit. He challenged his team last night. Through the media, I guess. I mean, he just kind of said during the post-game briefing after his team lost 2-1, he said, it's time somebody got a big hit around here.
Well, it hadn't really happened yet. The impressive thing for Randy Wells for me is the fact that he's 1 out away from going very deep in the ballgame, 8 innings against, like we talked about, a very red-hot hitting Texas Rangers club.
Well, 3 guys who have been very, very good this month of May. This top third of the order, Andrews, Young, and Kinsler. Wells has them at a combined 0 for 10 tonight. You don't see a lot of swinging and missing from Michael Young.
Not from Michael Young. That's a beautiful change up there. You don't see Michael Young chase pitches in the dirt very often.
Struck out swinging back in the first at Michael Young.
On a hot evening. He's still going strong.
Slowly hit towards short. Starlin Castro throwing. Michael Young lunging, and he's safe. Half of the Cubs players were on their way off the field into the dugout. But the call at first from Jerry Meals was safe, and Kinsler's coming up.
Well, Michael Young still gets down the line very well. Lou Piniella's going to come out and have a conversation. You see Castro. Well, it looks like they may have gotten him. Let's take a look, see, watch the glove of Lee and the foot. Boy, it's an awfully close play. I mean, even when it's tough to tell in super slow motion like that, then it's kind of tough to say that the umpire got it wrong. We've seen about 4 different angles of it, and it's just that close.
This will be the look right here.
I think they may have gotten him. But according to Jerry Meals, and his word is law.
Tough to tell if that heel is on the bag or not.
See, I don't think his foot's on the base
not
there.
yet.
I think he should have been called out there.
Now Lou Piniella will detour from Jerry Meals out towards the mound.
That's all he needed to hear. I think he's going to stay with his kid.
It's the first Rangers hit since the 4th inning. And again, a very reasonable pitch count here for Wells, not even to 100 for the night.
I like the fact that Lou Piniella went out to his young starter, looked him in the eye, and got the answer he wanted to hear. All right, Go ahead and stay in the ball game, kid.
Michael Young chased back to first. And Kinsler, who thought he'd be hitting 5th or 6th in the order, has been elevated to 3rd in the order. Josh Hamilton dropped to 5th, and it seems to be fitting with both players right now. Kinsler to left center field. That ball dropping. Marlon Byrd closes in, makes the catch. As he did for 3 years here on this field, making plays just like that, time after time. Key positions right now. The veteran catcher is Matt Trainer. Comes in for Max Ramirez. And the Rangers will swap out on the mound as well. Frank Francisco started the year as a closer. And his first week and a half, Gracie, was just awful.
Yeah, it was ugly.
He got demoted. Now the split finger pitch has come back for him. His ERA has gone from 20 to 4.8. He's been hoarding decisions here. He's 5-3 for a team that is 25-18. He could be a 20-game winner at this pace. Randy Wells about 100 pitches tonight, and he ended with an exclamation point tonight, retiring 13 out of 14.
Yeah, he had 20-game winner stuff tonight. He was terrific. Did a great job of keeping the Texas Rangers at bay. Now he's hoping that his explosive offense can find a way to crack Frankie Francisco.
Marlon Byrd made a nice running catch to end things for the Rangers in the home half of the 8th. Now he'll lead off the 9th. Byrd, Ramirez, and Soriano, 3 guys that can hit the ball out. On a night that the ball has been flying a little bit. We've seen 4 home runs in the game. All those packed into innings 2, 3, and 4. High pop-up from Marlon Byrd. He's busting it out of the box just in case here. Smoke collides with Kinsler, and Smoke hangs on as we go to Chris Rose and Kevin Millar again in L.A. for a DirecTV game break. Thank you very much, guys.
Did they just say Hoppy can play first base?
I believe I heard that, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it looked like it on that play. It's not the preferred MO. All right, take a look now. Kinsler and Smoke.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Once again, Kinsler going up against a big guy. You're going to lose that battle every time, Ian.
Michael Young guarding the line at third against Ramirez, and it's interesting to look at how Michael Young is doing that tonight as opposed to last night. We were talking to Ron Washington before the game. Late in the game yesterday, so check the Cubs bullpen here. There's Marmol. Young was guarding the line basically by being right at the chalk line, and he got beat on a couple of baseballs just to his glove side, to his left. Frankie Francisco powers one by Ramirez, and it's a moot point where Michael Young is standing. The ball never did get to him.
Well, Ramirez continues to struggle. That's the third strikeout of the night, just a change up that stays above the belt. He just swings right through it.
Michael Young still learning the nuances of third base. Of course, he moved to short to accommodate this guy, Alfonso Soriano. Then he moved from short to third to accommodate Elvis Andrus. And Young continues to stay close to the line here. You want that, right, in a 3-3 game in the ninth?
Well, I think so. Yeah, he's not shaking hands with it.
Ron Washington pointing out that if you're in back of the bag a little bit, and Michael is very much behind the bag right now, you can afford to stay another extra couple steps away from the chalk. Last night, Michael Young was pretty much right near the bag and right on the line.
Boy, Francisco throwing hard. I mean, gas right by Soriano on back-to-back pitches. Well, this is a great crowd here. We're seeing a heck of a ball game.
Soriano waves and misses. Francisco struck him out. And the Rangers will look to win it in walk-off style when we come back. ready in the bullpen. Lou Piniella stays here with his starter, Randy Wells, who's just over 100 pitches. Going to face Big Bad Vlad right here. It's Guerrero with a chance to win the game with one swing. But instead, he'll just corkscrew one over to third base. Derek Lee picks it. There's one up, one down, bottom 9. And now Lou's going to make the move, go get his lefty. That's some confidence right there, Mark Grace. Guerrero already with a home run tonight off of Randy Wells.
Well, right now, Randy Wells not happy at all seeing Lou come out to the mound. Oh, he's upset.
Longest outing of Wells' big league career.
Reluctantly going to hand him the baseball. Job well done, young man.
Hamilton coming up. New pitcher coming out to get him. Jimmy Crockett and Matt Barnett winning tonight's MLB on Fox. Tune in to win. Go to foxsports.com/tunein to see your results. A 3-3 game in the bottom of the 9th. Here's big Sean Marshall against Josh Hamilton. Marshall is 6'7". Looks like he'd be a hard thrower, Mark Grace, but he's really more of a finesse guy.
Yeah, he's got a very good breaking ball. You just saw that with the first pitch. Probably going to throw another one. He did and got the swinging foul.
Boy, Hamilton on this homestand, and the Rangers are 5-0 on this homestand, by the way. He's been up in 9th innings with a chance to make a difference a lot. And it's kind of a less is more philosophy for Josh Hamilton. He's worked deep in accounts, has taken some walks in the 9th inning. Swinging here, though, and he's going to pop it into shallow center. Bird coming on. Bird can't get it! Hamilton's on his way to second base. And Nelson Cruz will have a chance to win it for Texas.
Boy, this Texas wind is playing all kinds of havoc on high fly balls. A pop up, Bird can't come near it. And it looked like Castro was doing some pass patterns. He was nowhere near the ball. And a pop fly double with the wind.
Marlon Byrd knows these wind currents very well. He was the everyday center fielder for the Rangers for a couple of years. But yeah, with the wind really starting to pick up and swirl. That one falling in front of a diving Marlon Byrd.
You admire the effort. Cub fans used to all kinds of balls being dealt with wind. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, out to talk to his left-hander.
Got to be at least a little bit of a conversation here, Mark, about the fact that Justin Smoke, the rookie, who is slumping right now, is on deck after Nelson Cruz.
I'm not letting this guy beat me. I'm not letting Nelson Cruz beat me in this situation.
Well, and Nelson Cruz, though it shows only one walk-off hit, he also had a walk-off sac fly just the other night. And in fact, 2 of the last 3 Ranger wins now. Nelson Cruz has had the game-winning hit.
Yeah, he's very intelligently being put on base here. Possible setup of the double play. Now, Smoke, mind you, is a switch hitter. He hadn't had much luck from the left side tonight, so he'll try it from the right side against Marshall.
And the right side has not been kind to Justin Smoke at the big league level yet. He has only 2 hits swinging the bat right-handed. And it's funny, the guy that he gets compared to so often, Mark Teixeira.
Well, that's unfair.
Well, but early in Mark Teixeira's career, it just so happened that he wasn't really stinging the ball right-handed. Right. And people said, oh, boy, you know, he won't be able to, he should just be a lefty all the way. Now, Mark Teixeira is fine. The word is on Smoke, that's going to happen here, too. It's just kind of a short sample size, don't panic. But the numbers are what the numbers are. He's got 2 hits all year right-handed.
Fabulous speed on the base paths in Hamilton. He's going to be very difficult to throw out on a base hit.
One thing Smoke has, despite a low batting average, he's got patience. He's got as many walks as strikeouts.
That's hard to teach in a young hitter. Right now, you even have to be more patient than normal because all the pressure is on Sean Marshall. You have to make him throw a strike.
Justin Smoke towards Marlon Byrd, and Marlon Byrd has got it. Hamilton is back to second. Cruz is back to first. Matt Trainer hasn't batted yet tonight. He's going to come up now with a chance to win the game. And Trainer is familiar with Marshall because Trainer is a National League guy with the Marlins. Has played against Sean Marshall and the Cubs. 4 career at-bats for Trainer against Marshall, and he's hitless. But at least he's seen him.
There is some experience. It's not good, but there is experience.
Breaking ball, a strike.
A good curve ball there from Marshall to jump ahead.
Trainer's been slumping, and now he is down 0-2.
Breaking ball. Trainer thought it was down. But Dale Scott, he's been very consistent today. He's had a pretty big strike zone, but he's had a big strike zone for both teams. That's all you can ask.
Taken, and down he goes. Extra innings in Arlington. The Cubs and the Rangers tied 3-3. race. He goes every reliever one inning every night. It seems like nobody's going an inning and 2/3 or 2 1/3 or 2/3. It's just here's your inning,
and make it a clean one. And Darren O'Day, well, he's just decided this year, I'm just not going to give up any runs.
One home run allowed in Toronto, and that's it. That's why he has an ERA. Tyler Colvin coming up for his first at bat. Remember, he came on defensively last inning. Darren O'Day may be the best waiver claim in the history of the Texas Rangers. He was let go by the Mets last April, and all he did as a Ranger was get into 68 games last year, had a 1.8 ERA. It's even lower than that this year.
Yeah, they wouldn't like this guy in New York, would they? He'd be the toast of the town, but instead, he's just doing it here and doing it well the last couple of years.
The Mets had to make room for Nelson Figueroa to make one start. And Figueroa made that one start, lasted 4 innings, and that was the last thing he did in the starting rotation for the Mets.
And because of that, they lose Darren O'Day to the Rangers.
They lost Darren O'Day.
Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and boy, is that the case with Darren O'Day.
Got themselves a nice, shiny side armor here. O'Day was not a side armor in college. He was not even recruited to be a pitcher in college. He had to walk on at the University of Florida. He wanted to be a vet. Still does someday. He's got his degree in animal biology.
Wow.
But now this pitching thing's working out pretty well.
It's not very often you hear the word smart and ball player in the same sentence, but he's one of them, huh?
Well, and you do hear vet, sometimes, but it's not for veterinary.
Right.
It's veteran. And now he's, someday
like
maybe he'll
Darren
be both.
Oliver.
Right. One guy is a veteran, one guy's a veterinarian. In the right field, base hit for Colvin. And he'll storm past first. He's thinking 2. And he will get there. It's the second straight game that Colvin has roped a pinch hit double.
Well, he did smoke this pitch. Sinker away, and you can see that Smoke is playing so close to the line, it gets by him to his right and still gets out down the line far enough that Nelson Cruz can't prevent Colvin from getting into second base. And man, he's moving.
Colvin in the 9th inning yesterday against Neftali Feliz, a double into the right field corner, and now in the 10th this evening. He gets it done against Darren O'Day. Kosuke Fukudome is going to pinch hit. And Michael Young is in at third.
I would imagine if you're going to put Fukudome in there, who's having a great year, I would imagine you're not putting him in there to bunt. I would imagine you're in there to swing it.
Already a man in scoring position. Yeah, no sign of the bunt at all right now. Fukudome did have 3 sacrifice hits last year. There's Dustin Nippert getting up in the Ranger pen. Poked into right field. That's going to get down. Cruz will play it in. Runners at the corners and nobody out. Lou Piniella gets a couple lefties up there, and they deliver.
I'd love, Josh, for you to explain how he hits this ball.
I wish I could.
And you can see he does. Right out in front of Nelson Cruz. He just opens up, and he wasn't up there to bunt. He was up there to get a base hit. He got it. Now the Cubs in business here. First and third, nobody out in the top of the order coming up.
Against a guy that barely has an ERA. And Mike Fontenot is going to pinch hit now. Another lefty off the bench for Lou Piniella. Remember, he started all righties tonight against Derek Holland.
Fontenot, a guy very difficult to strike out. Ron Washington going to bring his infield in.
With that infield in, the ball chopped foul by Fontenot. The Cubs haven't scored since the third. It's 3 runs, 8 hits both ways right now, 10th inning. Runner going from first, and the ball fouled.
Lou Piniella pressing the accelerator, trying to stay out of a double play. Sending Fukudome. He had a good jump.
Is it tougher, Gracie, with the infield in to cover on a ball thrown
Without
down?
question. Without question. What that does with him running, it opens up a hole for Fontenot to possibly poke a ground ball through.
Again, the infield in. And by the way, news comes in that no-hit bid in Philadelphia, that's
right.
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Right?
They'll take you away from that drama and just keep you on this drama. The 0-2. Roped in a right base hit. The Cubs have the lead. The first 3 lefties to swing the bat all night for Chicago all get base hits against Aaron O'Day.
O'Day probably doesn't know what hit him. He's just not used to giving up runs. Only one time all year has he been scored upon. 3 batters, 3 ropes, an 0-2 pitch. It gets right over the middle of the plate. Fontenot, very difficult to strike out. Just puts a good, crisp, short swing on it. And the Chicago Cubs take the lead. A lot of Cub fans here.
Ron Washington's coming out to make that change. Justin Nippert will come in. It's now 4-3 Chicago on Fox. Nippert takes over for the Rangers, and he inherits a mess. The Cubs already up 4-3 in the 10th, 2 on, nobody out. It was just a couple days ago, Gracie, that the Cubs had a chance to do some damage late in the game. They had first and third, nobody out in Philly Thursday afternoon, and just frittered that one away. There was no frittering here tonight.
No, not at all.
First and third, nobody out, and Fontenot comes through with the pinch hit single.
3 pinch hits.
Three first time at bats.
Corbin,
right.
yeah, Corbin was not a pinch hitter. He was actually in, but it was his first at bat.
And then back-to-back pinch hits. You're right. To get the Cubs to a 4-3 advantage. And Lou Piniella, what'd he tell us before the game? Can somebody around here please?
Please. He begged.
Get a big base hit.
No, it was Mike Fontenot.
Teacher's pet.
That's right.
Mike Fontenot.
He's probably going to get a start tomorrow.
Ryan Theriot, top of the order. And Michael Young in at third. Justin Smoke in at first as they think bunt. Bouncing ball instead towards second. Kinsler couldn't get rid of it and is unable to attempt the double play turn. It's a fielder's choice, really more than anything else, that works like a sacrifice when you think about it.
That's exactly right.
You got runners at second and third. I don't know if the ball stuck in Kinsler's glove, but he just couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, it did it. He just couldn't get it out of his glove. I don't know with the way Theriot runs if this was going to be a double play ball, but we'll never know because Kinsler just couldn't get it out of his glove.
But also
right here, I can't get it. I can't get it.
And at the very least, though, Grace, even if you don't turn two, you get that lead man. You keep the double play in order.
Exactly. Now, that forces you to intentionally walk Starlin Castro to get to Derek Lee. Did you ever think you'd see
Isn't that
this?
something? Yeah, you're going to intentionally walk a 20-year-old, a guy that was born in the 90s, to get to two-time All-Star Derek Lee. But that's what the game dictates right now.
You're trying to get a double play.
Ron Washington is fond of saying, do what the game asks you to do.
That's a good way of putting it.
Right, I mean, this is a percentage move here. And Castro has already shown, even tonight, he's not just some random 20-year-old that the Cubs have decided to be a lottery winner and get out there. He can really play. Time for a DirecTV game break. Going back to Chris Rose in L.A. Wow. Juan Castro. Did you have that one in the break up the no-hitter pool?
No, I would have thought maybe Utley, something like that. Not Juan Castro.
Once again, the only way to watch every MLB game in HD is DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Here is Derek Lee. An 0 for 4 night tonight.
An opportunity to put some real distance now between the Cubs and the Texas Rangers.
Derek Lee's batting average has dipped down to .217. You know, it's funny, Gracie, we're talking about getting the big hit, and yes, that did happen in this inning. But what happens if nothing else happens after that? The Cubs can have that same lament if the Rangers come back. A lot easier to come back if it's still 4-3.
You bring up a great point, Josh. If you only get one here, yeah, you're happy, but all of a sudden now momentum goes right back into the Ranger dugout. If Dustin Nippert finds a way to get through this unscathed, you would feel great to only give up one run here. But he's falling behind here 2-1. He's going to have to throw a strike here. And Derek Lee, well, in his career, he's done a lot with strikes.
No place to put the big guy. 3-1.
Now if you're Derek Lee, you look for one pitch in one spot at the speed you want it, in the location you want it. Anything else, you let it pass. But if you get the pitch you want from Dustin Nippert, you swing it with bad intentions.
Lee's a guy with 10 career grand slams. Bouncing ball, third base, slowly hit. Only one out. It is now 5-3 Chicago. And even though it's not a hit for Derek Lee,
It drives in a big run.
Yeah, the Cubs now have a 2-run lead instead of 1.
Well, Michael Young is still a bit of a novice third baseman. This is only his second year as playing third. I think if he had to do this all over again, he would have probably just gone to the plate, got the force out at the plate, and kept that run from scoring, because this was just not hit hard enough to be a double play ball. Castro going in hard. No chance there for Ian Kinsler to turn it.
Now the former Ranger Marlon Byrd. Again, runners at the corners.
But give Nippert a little credit there. It was 3-1. He threw the strike he needed to throw and got the ground ball. But the Cubs add another run. And Marlon Byrd a chance.
The Cubs starters today, Grace, here 6 for 35. But their non-starters, the guy that Lou Piniella has gone and just grabbed and thrown in there, they're 3 for 3.
And that's how you win games late. If you can get pinch hitters to come in and be successful, you're going to win a lot of baseball games.
Towering fly ball from Marlon Byrd. Way up there, and the wind takes it and keeps on taking it. Andrews couldn't get there. Up against the tarp.
You can see these guys have been befuddled by this wind all night, both the Cubs and the Rangers. These high towering fly balls, once they get up in that wind, boy, they've got some awfully good players looking silly.
Awkward angle right there for Andrews to try to make that catch. The Rangers will have 9-1-2 in the order coming up in the bottom of the 10th. Setting up mashers like Kinsler, Guerrero, and Hamilton. Another 3-1 count from Nippert now.
Nippert thought he got the inside corner there. That time he didn't get the call from Dale Scott. Carlos Marmol, he's ready.
Ball 4 to Marlon Byrd. And as Lou Piniella continues to state his preference for his team to come up with a big hit, in his word, one time, just one time. If Aramis Ramirez can provide the knockout punch here.
Well, not only would you end up winning this baseball game, Josh, but you might send Aramis Ramirez on a much needed roll.
Yeah, and from a long-term perspective, Mark, I think you've got it. I mean, Ramirez really needs something now to kickstart this season. He's sitting around 160.
He's 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts. And if the Cubs are going to do anything in the Central of the National League, they have to have this guy. Well, he needs to get on the bus. Dustin Nippert having trouble throwing strikes.
Ramirez has been a 100 RBI guy 6 of the last 9 years. Might have had that last year, but he got hurt. He only played about half the games. To that point, Nippert had only thrown 4 strikes out of 17 pitches. He needed that.
Man. See, Ramirez been bothered by that sore thumb. He took a swing there and dropped his bat. He's got a kind of a bone bruise in the thumb area. Drops the bat. Ow. That basically lets a pitcher know right now that you don't like that ball inside. You don't like the fastball inside.
We'll see if Nippert goes to school on that. He drills it in there again. Bases loaded, 2 out. 2 runs in.
Right back in. They tried to go, but Nippert missed up.
Eight Cubs have batted here in the 10th inning. They're trying to stop the Rangers' 5-game win streak. Chopped right at the plate. Nippert again, able to get it in there mid-90s.
That was a good pitch there, right down around the knees.
And I'm with you, Gracie. Until a guy shows he can hit a fastball,
why throw him anything else? Exactly.
Keep serving it in there.
Especially when you've got an overpowering fastball like Dustin Nippert has.
Fastball got him swinging. And
No
the Rangers
chance.
will have their shot in the bottom of the 10th. They trail 5-3. We're back after a word from your local Fox station. Cubs in the top of the 10th, stays in the game playing third. Other defensive changes as well. As Colvin moves to left, Fukudome goes to right. There's Coy Hill into the game to catch now. And the most notable change, Mark Grace, is the guy now on the mound.
Yeah, Carlos Marmol, he of the electric stuff. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, a breaking ball. It's one of the better ones in the game. Every once in a while, Carlos Marmol will become the most exciting player in baseball. He's been known to make it a little bit exciting.
You were with the Cubs long enough, it wouldn't be the Cubs if it wasn't a little bit exciting. And towards that end, we again mentioned that Soriano is out of the game now. They go with the better defensive look out there. Colvin in left, Fukudome in right. It's about to get exciting, maybe. The pinch hitter, David Murphy, has not seen a strike yet.
He has the ability to make it exciting. Usually with Carlos Marmol, one thing is guaranteed, that the tying run will come to the plate.
Again, the Cubs had a chance to blow the lid off this thing. Bases loaded. Aramis Ramirez up there in the top of the inning. That's a strike to Murphy. The Rangers have not pinch hit well at all the last couple of years. They were 5 for 42 last year. They are 3 for 20 this year. Murphy is 0 for 7.
Boy, he just rolls back to it right by Murphy.
Pinch hitting for Julio Bourbon. And then it's the top of the order, Andrews. He walked him.
Well, you ever want to drive a manager nuts, go ahead and lead off walk after your team just got you 2 runs.
Tonight's Lexus Hybrids game-changing players right now is the 3 guys that stepped in there for the first time for the Cubs. Their first ABs, Colvin, Fukudome, and Fontenot. The game-changing players.
Lou doesn't know what to do. My offense goes out and gets you a couple runs, and you come out and walk the leadoff man.
That one drifting outside to Elvis Andrews, and Hill's going to spring out there to talk to Marmol.
And
Larry
so Larry
Rothschild
Rothschild
too, yeah. It's a gettable division, you figure, and the team that the Cubs are chasing, and the Cardinals, will be their opponent on Fox next week. Some of you will see the Rangers and the Twins.
The Cincinnati Reds are making some noise this year.
Boy, they are, huh? There are some surprising teams. Cincinnati is one of them. San Diego's one of them. The Rangers will tell you they're not one of them. They expected to compete. But there weren't a lot of national believers.
No. Well, everybody just assumes that if Mike Scioscia's your manager, you're going to the playoffs. That's not the case with the Angels this year so far. They haven't played very well. Well, whatever Larry Rothschild told him, it was a wise thing because he threw a strike.
Andrews takes a look, and there's another strike.
And Marmol has his breaking ball working. He's nearly unhittable. And you see that one just buckles the knees of Andrews.
Andrews, the tying man, and will float it towards the crowd. Big crowd here in Arlington, 46,000 plus tonight. They can go home and watch what's coming up on Fox after this one. For late local news, then it's Fox's late night lineup, the Wanda Sykes Show, and Brothers. Check your local listings. Prime time, Major League Baseball on Fox tonight. Pleasure to bring it to you from Arlington. Been a great game. On a warm and breezy night. Andrews hits it very slowly towards Castro. They'll flick it towards second base in time.
I'll tell you what, the 20-year-old just made a terrific play. It was a dangerous play, but it was a terrific play to get the lead runner. I mean, he doesn't get his body squared up at all. He just decides, I'm going to get him at second base, throws it underhand. And right to the waiting glove of Theriot. That's a nice play. It's a dangerous play, like I said, but when you make the play, everybody says, nice going.
Yeah. Here's Michael Young. Kinsler moves on deck. Strike one. That is a tough pitch right there, 0-2.
Not much you're going to do with that if you're Michael Young. That's back-to-back sliders right on the outside corner. And he's in an 0-2 hole. And this is a fabulous hitter that just had no chance on those 2 pitches.
One of Marmol's best games as he emerged 3 years ago for the Cubs was right here in Arlington. He came on in long relief, 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks, and everybody in this ballpark said, wow.
And there he is closing games now.
Young shoots it foul. By the way, the producer of tonight's game, Jeff Gowan, our director, Ray Tipton. Associate director, John Coleman. Associate producer, Matt Saldana. Technical producer, Craig Marlowe. Technical director, Rick Tugman. Pre-game show produced by Don Bowie. Highlights coordinator, Janice Casaza. Technical supervisor, Jack Simmons. Senior producer of Fox Sports, Bill Brown. The executive producers, David Hill and Ed Gorin.
Oh, what a pitch.
Slider ate him up again. Out number 2. The Cubs getting very close here.
When you make a terrific hitter like Michael Young take swings like that, you know you are throwing some special stuff up there. Ian Kinsler, the last gasp here for the Texas Rangers.
Now, Ian Kinsler's a guy that goes up there looking to loft the ball. He's got speed, but when he wants to, he can take that lumberjack swing. Just try to
pull it right down the line.
Yep, watch out in left field. Runner goes, and a strike taken. Elvis Andrus just trotting into second base. They're not going to try to get him.
Now, all of a sudden, Marmol has found that slider, and he's throwing it every pitch. And they are dandies.
Kinsler, right center field. That ball's going to drop. Elvis Andrus coming around. And the winning run will come to the plate. It is Big Bad Vlad who can win the game for the Rangers.
Boy, a nice job by Kinsler there, not trying to hook it into the stands. Josh, that's what we'd expect, but no, he took a slider there and he did a good job of just going the other way with it, not trying to do too much with it.
That's exactly what his hitting coach wanted him to learn. Clint Hurdle said, I want Ian Kinsler to become best friends with the right center gap.
And I think that's great advice by Hurdle, and I think also Kinsler understands if I just get me a base hit here, I'll bring Vladimir Guerrero to the plate. And one of the hottest hitters in the American League, a chance to win the ball game for us.
Not even Vlad will swing at that one. He was the enemy here in Arlington for years. He wore out these Texas Rangers. Now he wears the Ranger uniform instead.
These are the matchups you pay to see, Josh. Oh, baby, what a breaking ball.
Already a home run tonight for Vlad Guerrero. Back in the 4th inning off the starter, Randy Wells.
This moonshot.
Towards third. And going to second base to end the ball game. The Cubs have beaten the Rangers 5-4. They had Vlad Guerrero up, the guy they wanted up. Lou Piniella had his closer out there. And your final in 10. The Cubs 5, the Rangers 4. Stay tuned. We'll take you to the Fox Network Center right after these messages.